Hey guys, welcome to Red Iron Adventures. My name is Brian, and today we're going to talk a little bit about why this channel exists and what we hope to share. If you're into barndos, homesteading, or living in the country, I hope you'll hit subscribe and join us as we take this journey. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Like I said earlier, my name is Brian, and let me just introduce myself. I'm Brian, my wife is Haley, we're the Martisecs, and we live in the suburbs of Houston. Haley's a school teacher, and I'm a real estate agent. I also drive a school bus for the local school district. So we're not total novices at YouTube. We actually have a YouTube channel called the Martisec Adventures, which is where we share about our adoption process and just family trips and things that we do. Haley and I like to travel, we like to just try different things, and we're kind of those people who, when our friend group looks and they say who's doing something weird or who's doing something different, it's usually us. So when we started to think about growing our home because we wanted to grow our family, not gonna lie, our house is great. We really love it. It's right here behind me. It's actually for sale, so if you're interested, let me know. But our house is only a 2-bedroom home, and when we wanted to, when we talk about growing our family, 2 bedrooms is a little bit smaller than we wanted. We wanted to be able to have room to grow and stay in a place for a while. So we started looking for either land to build or a house to buy. When we looked in our community, we couldn't really find a home that met our desires and our needs. There are a lot of houses here. I mean, we're in this massive community, but money talks, and we're not infinitely rich, even though some people think realtors are. We're not. But what we did decide is that land and outdoor space was super important to us. So we started looking around for just some raw land that we could build on. And we found a piece of property online that seemed really promising, but I felt like it was overpriced. And like I said, I'm a realtor, so I should, be relatively knowledgeable of that fact. So we looked at this land. We actually were out there, and some people we knew drove by. We started having conversations with people that we knew in the area, and we were turned on to some land that was for sale by owner. One of the locals that we actually met as we were out there one day was telling us about, hey, there's some property over on this street over here. You guys should go check it out. I think it might be what you would be interested in. Sure enough, I got in the car, drove over there, and we really liked it. We contacted the seller, and he was able to give us the information about the price, information about the land itself. Is it in a flood zone? Do we need well and septic? Which the answer is yes, we do. But he was also able to kind of tell us what the restrictions were, which is also a big deal. When you're looking at buying undeveloped or raw land, restrictions matter to some people. To us, it wasn't that big a deal because the restrictions that are on the land are only there to keep the value of the property up. And so their restrictions were pretty simple. They didn't want mobile homes, no manufactured homes, which is a fancy way of saying mobile home. You can't live in an RV for more than 12 months while the property's being built, which, those things are all very simple. You can't have junk cars or machinery just laying around. It either needs to be in a garage. There were certain size restrictions. They wanted the homes to be a certain size. Again, everything that we were looking at wasn't going to be compromised by these restrictions. And so we began having more and more serious conversations, but we also needed to figure out what we were going to build, because at that point we weren't dead set on a barn dominium yet. We had actually contacted a couple custom home builders and started looking at pricing, and to be perfectly honest, it was a little more than we wanted to spend. Sorry, I had to switch hands. This one was getting tired. So as we started going through this process, we realized that stick frame construction was not the most advantageous for what we were looking for. And we mentioned this to a friend, and they actually said, well, hey, Ryan over here, he does metal building homes. He does that for a living. And I thought, oh my gosh, I knew that. It slipped my mind. Haley and I, just side note, we got married on a farm about an hour outside of Houston. And the people that we used their farm, they had a barn dominium. That was actually where me and my groomsmen got ready for the wedding. It was like this super nice, really cool, modern barn dominium living space, and I could totally live in that. It was super up to my standards. So when we started having these conversations about what to build, and our friend mentioned metal building, we were like, hey, let's really dig into this. Let's look into it. And so we started that process. We made a few calls. We talked about some generic numbers with Ryan, our builder, and man, it seems really like it's on the money. It's affordable. It's what we're looking for. Is it cheaper than building stick frame? It depends. Is it faster? It depends. Is it easier? It depends. I mean, there's so many variables that go into that conversation. You can't just make a blanket answer. Can you build cheaper? Yes, you can. Are you looking at making a super complex building structure with lots of corners and turns and crazy roof angles? That's going to be really expensive, and it's going to take you away from the cost effectiveness. One of the super cool things about barndominiums is when you build a shell of a big building, you can finish the interior pretty much any way you want. You don't have to worry about support walls and load-bearing walls and things like that nearly as much. And so that was really a good option for us because we didn't know what we wanted to build and so as far as the interior layout went. So it gave us a lot of flexibility. We started looking for floor plans online, and this is going to be a whole nother video when I talk about floor plans because y'all, this is for real. It's a struggle, okay? Finding floor plans was difficult, but we narrowed it down and we got kind of an idea of what we wanted, and we went to a local designer. We went to a designer online who kind of roughed out the architectural drawings for us. From there, then we went with a local designer who could do all the structural drawings, mechanical drawings, all the HVAC and plumbing and all those things. They're going to put all that together for us. They charge a little bit more because they do a little bit more in-depth work. They work with what's up to code in your area. So if you're in this journey of trying to find information about barndominiums, I would definitely recommend, if you're just looking for architectural drawings, you can use somebody online. It's going to be far cheaper to do that because architectural drawings can be anywhere from 25 to 50 cents a square foot, whereas if you go to a local guy who knows all the codes and is drawing all of those different pieces, it can be anywhere from $1 to $1.50 a square foot. So that's one of those things you have to take into consideration. It's an investment, okay? If you're talking about drawing plans for a 3,000 square foot home, anticipate spending a couple $1,000s, okay? There's no easy way around it. You just have to bite the bullet. The same is true if you build any custom home. You got to have plans so that they can bid, the builders can bid on what it's going to cost. So as we picked our plans, we are in the process of having those drawn now. So you'll get to see in the next couple weeks as those get finalized and we get the numbers back from our builder. But we've made the commitment. We're moving forward. This is something we're going to do. And if the house is too expensive, we may make it a little bit smaller. We hit for the fences, we swung for the fences, so to speak, on this initial plan, and then we'll scale back if we need to. In terms of timeline, we've been told roughly 6 months from start to finish. Our builder is going to do a turnkey for us. We are not going to be doing any of the construction of the property. Just not our thing. Like I said, we both have full-time jobs that keep us busy, and to be perfectly honest, going out and swinging a hammer and nailing things in and screwing things up, I mean, that's just not, it's not us. It's fun, seems like a really cool thing to do, but it's a lot of work. And we did an addition on the house that we're in now, and just watching that process, we're like, we love to make the plans, we love to tell the changes and make the directions, but we don't want to be the one doing the work. So here's the deal, guys. I hope that if you like this kind of content, if you're interested in this process, make sure you hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey. Our goal is to be doing weekly updates as we go forward, construction progress. We're also going to be going out and visiting some people we know who have homesteads, people that raise chickens and cows and goats and alpacas. I really want to see some. I would love to have alpacas. Do you have alpacas? I want alpacas. I don't know why. I think they're just really cool. Anyways, they don't really provide a whole lot for you, but I don't know that they bring a whole lot of value to a homestead in Texas. Kind of hot. I don't need an alpaca wool sweater. So anyways, if you like this kind of content, make sure you hit subscribe. Join our channel, hit like, leave comments down below. We actually really want to engage you guys. We want to know what is it about barndominiums that interests you, because for us it was the time and the uniqueness of it. But for you it may be different. It may be that you like living in a barn, or that you like metal and you want to live in a place that has bad cell reception. That's one of the things we've heard. We've heard there are ways around it, and that's what we're hoping works, but who knows? So anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a little bit of a glimpse into what the channel is going to be about. Hopefully we'll have some design plans to show you really quick soon, and then we'll also be able to show you the land, and we'll tell you the story more about how our seller's working with us on that, and also about our financing, because I know that's a big question that a lot of people have is, how do you finance it? Do you pay cash for everything? What does that look like? So we're going to talk about that in another video as well. So I hope you guys have a good day, and we'll check you next time.